2013 Tax Shield Demo, Navigating Through an Existing Return. Alright, once you've logged onto the system from the Work in Progress summary screen, we will go to Select a Return. From this point, the search criteria, you can hit the drop down arrow to search by last name, date created, the creator, and so forth. So we're going to search by last name. We're going to type in the last name of the client that we're looking for, and we're going to hit go. Alright, this is our Tax Shield client that we're going to navigate through the tax return. So you just simply double click to open it up, and this is a return that's already been done. You use the left side of your screen to go through any of the forms that you have already added. So the first screen that will bring you to is the client data. This is all the original information that you typed in. If you needed to change something, let's say the work number, you would simply click in the field, delete whatever is in there, and type in the correct number. Let's say if they needed to add a dependent before transmitting or take off a dependent, you would simply go down to the dependents, make the changes in all the boxes. Alright, your next tab under General, which is your information and status. You can double click any of these tabs that are in the left hand side. Information and status tab, you would use this to tell after you transmit, it can tell you like when you actually sent off your federal, when the state was sent off. If you come down here to financial products, once the check has been printed, it will have a check date here, whatever number the check was and the amount. If fees have dropped, it will be right here for fee payment. Okay, the next form, tax summary. The tax summary basically gives you a sheet that shows you everything that is in the return, such as wages, if they had dividends paid, if they had other income. It will all populate by itself. This sheet is just for reviewing. It also has the refund amount. If a Schedule A was added, all itemized deductions will be here. The next tab will be invoice, billing, and payment. This invoice can be printed for your record or for your client's record. It tells exactly how much was charged to do the tax return. It also gives you a breakdown of every form that's added and its total. And that gives you the final total for the billing. The next tab will be file options. Okay, we have 4 options here. RT, ERC will be your bank option. To e-file without going through the bank will be option number 2. To mail it in directly to the IRS will be number 1. And if they wanted a rush card, it will be number 4. Also, this shows you your total fees that will be taken out, and it will show you the refund that they will receive. Your next form will be checklist. When you go in to verify each return, you need to be sure that you go through your checklist and check everything that you verify, be sure that this is the correct name, the correct birthday, the correct social. So if you have verified it, prepare and verify it, you just simply click it with an X. The dependent information, be sure that you verify the name, social, and birthday match. W-2s, be sure that you verify. Any of the form that you have added, 1099s, 1099s, INTs, dividends, any other form that you've added, it will populate on its own, and all you need to do is verify. All right, your document archives. This is really important. This is where you will print all documents. Even though there is a print button here, this print button does not send what you are asking for to the printer. It will actually send it here to the document archives. Once it's in the document archives, you will just simply double click. Let's say if it's the full final tax return, you will double click full final tax return, and you can open, and it will open the full return for you. Once the return is open, you can print from document archives. The next tab is event log. And let's say if you have an office where more than one person has access to each return, as a manager or an owner of a company, you can come into the event log and see who all has went into this particular tax return and made changes, maybe transmitted the return, and so forth. You use this event log to see that. Now, moving down to federal and state. Federal tax return. Your 1040, once you have put in W-2s and any other important information, the 1040 will populate on its own. Everything will transfer and link to this 1040. Their filing status, their dependents, any wages and other income will go here. Adjusted gross income will also come in. Now, if they have student loan interest, this is what you can type in here on line 33. And if anything else that you have that needs to actually go on the 1040, if you go to the add form and go to that index, and let's say you're looking for alimony pay and you are not sure where it goes. Once I type in alimony pay, it tells me right here 1040. If I double click this, it will take me to the exact line where I would type in the social and the amount. All right, now going back through the W-2. This is the W-2 we typed in originally. If I have to make changes, just like with your client data. Let's say if the EIN was typed in wrong, you just simply highlight and delete and type in the correct EIN number. The next form on here is your schedule EIC. We'll double click here. The EIC is populated on its own. It has the child's name or the dependent's name, Social Security, the year of birth. If the child is disabled or a student, that means they were born before 1994. This form right here will be populated on its own. The next form we will go to is Schedule 8812. And you can just navigate through these if you needed to make any changes. And remember, gray boxes you cannot change. And let's say for some reason you went in and accidentally changed, it will ask you, do you override? And you can say okay. Now once the box is orange, to get the box back to its original state, you will right click, go down to clear override, and the original number will pop back in. And we're just going to refresh and save. And that will be on any form. On any form, if you change a number in the gray box to get it back to its original, again, you right click and you will clear override, and it will take it back to its original state. Okay, form 8867. This is the EIC that we answered earlier. If for some reason you have to go back in and change the blue boxes only, then you can simply make changes. Remember, do not answer any of the gray boxes. Now let's just say you did. The box will then become orange. If the box is orange, you want to clear that override by right clicking. Hit clear override. Alright, and then refresh, save, and everything is back to normal. Your 8879 will be where you would determine how your client will receive their refund. If they want to check directly from the IRS, you simply put a 1 in this box. If they want direct deposit, which remember goes back to your client data, information has to be listed on this client data sheet right here where it says bank name and account number. And that's on the 8879 if they want direct deposit. And if they want a bank product, which means it goes through your bank and you have to print them a check, you will simply enter 5. Okay, once you do that, you're going to refresh. Now, if you notice over here on the left, a bank app has come up. So you will double click on bank app. This form will show you how much tax preparation fees have been taken out. It will show you the amount of their return. If you notice, $4,844 and $5,409 are different. That is because fees have been applied to this $4,000. This is the amount that you quote them. In this area right here, go ahead and type in the address. Alright, bank signature verification. Just to let them know that you went over all of their bank documents, letting them know the check will come directly to you. Do you anticipate preparing a state return for this taxpayer in the future? Yes. Okay. From this point, taxpayer citizenship status. If they are a citizen, you will simply type in a C. Then you will go down to taxpayer identification. Alright, if they provide you with a driver's license, then you can hit choices down here at the bottom. Driver's license, a state ID, military ID, passport. Any of these choices you can use. You will type in the identification number of the driver's license, the date that it was issued, the state in which it was issued, and the expiration date. Alright, then you will refresh and save. Okay. The amount that's directly being paid to the taxpayer will be $4,844.15. Now we have successfully went through general and federal parts of the tax return. The Georgia tax return, or any state tax return, is populated by what is put in from your client data information and from W-2s or any other important documents.